Hey guys, it's Miss Cáceres again. Welcome back. So as usual, we are going to start with our heading for today. Remember to put your name, date, grade, and section. Leave a space for your topic. Our objective for today is to evaluate evidence and analyze rhetoric and reasoning. Also, our I can statement is, I can understand the author's point of view. Now remember, if you need more time to jot this down, you can always go to my YouTube channel, pause it, or even rewind to whatever point you need. So today we continue to see our argumentative writings. Last week we saw the automation paradox. This week we are going to be seeing Heads Up Humans. This is an argumentative writing by Claudia Alarcon. Our essential question remains the same. Does technology improve or control our lives? Now that you've read the automation paradox, we're going to read Heads Up Humans to analyze another argumentative about the future impact of automation on employment. As you read, think about how well the evidence in Heads Up Humans supports the writer's claim. After you are finished, you will collaborate with the group on a final project that involves an analysis of both texts. Now, Heads Up Humans has a quick start activity. The quick start can be done in your notebooks. All you have to do is copy the title, or in this case, the subheading, quick start, and add the page number from your textbook. The quick start activity says, the argument you are about to read makes a claim about the impact of automation. Based on what you already know about the topic, list some effects you think automation will have on jobs and the economy. Now, be careful when you make this list. What do I mean by that? You can cite evidence from the other story, the automation paradox, but please remember to do it so in the way that you make it your own. You're not just copying what's in the text, right, and jotting it down exactly. Put it into your own words. I would need at least somewhere between 5 or 6 things on your list that demonstrates how automation will affect jobs and the economy. While you guys work on that and you're finishing up, we're going to focus on evaluating evidence. We talked about citing evidence last week. This week we're going to be focusing on how you evaluate that evidence. Evidence is an information that helps people prove a claim. Facts, quotations, examples, anecdotes, statistics can all be used as evidence. When you analyze an author's argument, it's important to evaluate the evidence by determining whether it is valid, relevant, and sufficient. Now, remember some of the elements that go into an argumentative writing? We've seen them before, but let's go over them again. They make a claim. They support their claim with reason and evidence. They take into account other points of view. And for some topics, such as economics, it may rely heavily on the analysis and interpretation of data. So numbers and statistics, if they're focusing on economics, are very important. Other things you may look for is that the evidence is relevant if it supports the claim in a logical way. In a strong argument, the way it supports the claim should also be very clear. Sufficient evidence is enough to support the claim. A thorough and balanced argument includes a convincing amount of information related to the claim, and it addresses opposing viewpoints. Excuse me. As you read Heads Up Humans, identify the main claim and evaluate the evidence the writer uses to support it. So I have a quick video for us so you guys can see how you should evaluate evidence. Remember, if you guys want to take notes on this, you can just go to my YouTube channel and rewatch the video, or you can pause this video and take your time. So with these few steps or tips, if you want to see them that way, it will be easy for you to evaluate the evidence that you have found in your reading. Now, another topic that we're going to be seeing when we read Humans Heads Up, or Heads Up Humans, sorry. Analyze rhetoric and reasoning. Identifying the writer's intended audience or the specific people to whom the argument is addressed can help you analyze how and why the writer uses certain persuasive techniques, including rhetorical devices and logical fallacies. Rhetorical devices are techniques writers use to enhance their arguments and communicate more effectively. There are two examples here in this writing that you will see clearly. One is the direct address. The definition means that when you're talking directly to the reader, often using the pronoun you. An example of that is, you're like most young people. You've probably embraced technology. A rhetorical question is when a question that is so obvious the answer is not required. Example, will all these people find some other source of employment? Obviously, we know what the answer is, so there's no need to give out an answer. Logical fallacies, such as bandwagon appeals, are misuses of logic or reasoning that can serve persuasive purposes in argumentative texts. As you analyze Heads Up Humans, think about the writer's purpose for using any persuasive techniques you noticed. So again, I have another video that talks about persuasive devices, and it gives you a little bit more profundity to it so you can understand it a little better. Do you feel strongly about an issue? Need to get your point across well, but not sure how to do it? Don't worry, here's how. Here are some persuasive devices for you to use. Use repetition, use exaggeration, exclamations, emotive language, triples, rhetorical question, anecdotes, speak directly to the reader, or imperatives. Repetition, the poor foxes are tortured, the poor foxes are killed. Fox hunting is cruel, cruel, cruel. As you can see, there is a constant repetition of the word fox. Exaggeration, this is the only chance you'll get. We will move mountains to make our point heard. Obviously, hyperboles, right? We have already used lots of exclamations for emphasis. Emotive language. The teenage thugs cackled at the frail elderly woman. The young adults giggled at the... Well, we lost the example. What effect did the different descriptions give of the teenagers and the older lady? Think about that for a second. That's right. We can also use triples. Delicious, juicy, hot pizza should be on the menu every day. Smoking is a disgusting habit. Smoking gives you cancer. Smoking makes you smell. These are triples because they're repeated 3 times, but at the same time you're seeing repetition here. So it's a little bit of both. Rhetorical questions. Do you want to have to pay for your education? Would you allow your kids to eat toxic food? These are obvious questions that we know the answers to and not necessary to answer them. An anecdote is a short personal story. Here's an example. I remember as a child, we would often go off for the day and only return once it started to get dark. We had no mobile phones, and Ms. Caceres can tell you from experience that's very true. The minute nightfall hits, or used to hit, we were heading home. Speak directly to the reader, as mentioned before, by using the term you. You can make an inference together. We can change the world. Your country needs you. By using you, you're speaking directly to the reader. Use the imperative. Sign now. Act now to make a difference. Make a stand and do it. Stop smoking for a better life. These are all imperative sentences. Go on. You can do it. Do you know I think I can?
Created using Powtoon.
Thank you, Powtoon. So very helpful. So I hope these 2 videos explained more or less what is going on when we talk about evaluating evidence and analyzing rhetoric and reasoning. Now you guys need to work on your critical vocabulary. You have your words sector, scrutinize, exotic, and renowned. So remember to write in your answers, and once you have them done, check to see if they're correct, and also remember to send them in when they are completed. All right, guys, well, that's it for me today. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Take care.